of Waterfall Yoga, and today's quick tip is the joint freeing series. Now, I'm doing this series seated, but you could probably also figure out how to do it on the floor and standing. The reason I like to do this in a chair is because I want this to be accessible for anybody. The joint freeing series is really about doing just that, freeing every joint in the body. So we're going to think about that from a seated perspective. Maybe you can do it during your office hours when you need to take a little break. Or maybe you're wheelchair bound and maybe walking around or standing and balance or getting onto the floor is difficult for you. So this should be accessible for nearly everyone. All right, so joint freeing series, Pavamuktasana, is an old series that is done in order to get prana or life force flowing through your body. And what we're doing in each joint movement is isolating that movement, paying attention to it, bringing breath to it, and also really increasing synovial fluid in the joints so that whether we're in a large amount of chronic pain, a little bit of pain, or we just need to take some movement breaks, it's really great for everyone. You can practice it in the morning or before you go to bed to kind of help you wind down, or you can do it in the middle of the day. And maybe even breaking it up in piece by piece, the lower half of your body and then the upper half of your body. So really find what works for you. So we're going to start in a comfortable seated position, relaxing the shoulders away from your ears, lengthen your spine. Come into your breath, noticing how you feel. Maybe even close down your eyes so you tune out all those external distractions. Breathing into your belly, your ribs, your chest. Exhaling chest, ribs, and belly. So doing the best you can to keep a nice tall seat as we start to move. You'll inhale your right leg up, and we'll start with the toes. You're going to spread your toes, and if your toes are in shoes or socks, that's okay. Do the best that you can. It is better to have them off so that you can see what's happening with your feet. So you're going to inhale, spread your toes, exhale, and curl your toes into a little fist. Inhale and spread. Exhale and curl, keeping your spine long, moving with your breath, and observing with your eyes how your movement is different, how it changes over time. Maybe you do it 3 to 5 times on your own. And then if your leg's tired, relax that leg. We'll look at the other side. So left leg lifts, spread the toes, inhale, exhale, curl the toes. Observing, how is the right side different from the left side? Is there more difficulty from one side to the other? And then on this exhale, relax that leg down. Switch to the right leg again. Right leg comes up. We're going to flex the toes. Inhale, pulling the toes towards your knee. And then exhale, point the toes. Inhale, flex. Exhale, point. How much of the range of motion is there in your ankle? Is there some stickiness? Some sensation of not being able to move it as freely as you'd like or used to? And then let that relax. Do the same thing on the left side. Inhale, straighten the knee, flex, and point. Inhale, exhale. Moving nice and slow. We have a tendency to want to rush things. So really slow down the movement and observe, feel the stretch when you point and when you flex. Top of the foot when we point, maybe up into the shin bone, back of the leg, the heel, the Achilles tendon as you exhale, flex, or inhale and flex. Good, and then relax that leg. And observe, how do the lower parts of your legs feel? So now we're going to move up into the knee joint. So if you're seated and you're towards the back of your chair, you may want to scooch a little bit forward. It'll allow you to have more control. And you're going to inhale, right leg's going to extend out, flex the foot, straightening the knee, paying attention to the knee joint. And then exhale, pull it in. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, supporting with your thigh if you need to, the hands wrapped around the leg. And as they're popping, clicking, is it difficult to keep your posture nice and tall? How close can you get your thigh towards your belly? And relax that side. So readjust your posture, sit up tall, inhale, let's stretch it out, flex, exhale, pull it in. Also pay attention to if you hyperextend your knee, if you really kind of reach it down towards the floor, and we want to try to keep a nice little soft bend to the knee. With your breath, moving nice and slow. And let it release. All right, so we are in a seated position. Let's take the hands on the pelvis. You're still at the edge of your seat. You're going to inhale your pelvis forward and then start to work circles to the right, to the back, and to the left. So I'm rolling around on my sit bones, moving in my pelvis. My whole pelvis is taking a circular motion around. You might do 3 times one direction, 3 times the other direction, breathing in and out, nice slow breaths. And I have a creaky chair. You might have a creaky chair in your office or at home too. You could also stand up if you're feeling the need to stand up. My camera's not really set up for that, so you'll see just my hips. All right. So now we've worked through the pelvis, we're going to move up into the spine. So hands come onto the thighs, sitting up nice and tall. As you breathe in, tilt your pelvis forward, tailbone towards the back of your chair. Open your heart forward, roll the shoulder blades together, lift your chin. Moving in your range of motion, of course. As you exhale, scoop the belly in. Feel the tailbone tuck towards the front of the room. Chin to your chest, rounding the shoulder blades apart. So inhaling forward. Exhaling back. Maybe you get some adjustments in the spine. Maybe there is a little bit of stickiness or feeling a sensation of tightness somewhere in your back. And don't worry, I feel it too. And then come back to neutral spine after this rounding into an angry cat position. Stacking the vertebrae, sit up nice and tall. Observe and notice how you feel in this upper part of your body, in the spinal column. All right, so we've done the back and forth in the spine, flexion and extension. Now we're going to take one hand to the side of your chair. Inhale the other arm up, relax the shoulder away from the ear, and then side bend towards the hand resting on the chair. And take some deep breaths into your ribs so that you feel the breath and the full expansion of the side of the body. Look in any direction that feels comfortable in your neck. We don't want to add more attention to the neck. We don't want to reach the shoulder up and squeeze or pinch towards the ear. So let's alternate to the other side, holding onto the chair for support. You could also do this standing, of course. Just kind of sliding your hand down the leg. And we'll go back and forth with a breath. So inhale. Big full breath in, nice and slow breath. Exhale. Inhale. Maybe a little pause between your inhale and your exhale. Three to 5 of those, come back to center. All right, that was the side to side movement of the spine. Now we're going to do gentle twist. So by gentle, I mean we're not forcing ourselves to go deeper than we need to go. So lengthen your spine, inhale. Exhale, start to turn towards your right, maybe using the chair as a little guidance or your legs. Keeping the spine nice and erect, look over the right shoulder. Turning the torso to the right. And then as you exhale, turn back to center, gentle twist to the other side. Spine stays long, big breath in and out. And go back and forth 3 to 5 times. Staying fully aware and mindful of your range of motion. Not pushing or feeling forceful in any way. And then back to center. So observe the spine. If you've hunched or started to round, lengthen upward again. All right, so let's move into the hands. We're going to take the hands out in front, open and close your fingers. And you can do this a little faster than with your breath. Just feeling the fingers move, just like we did with the toes. Is there any strain in your wrist when you do this? Does it feel good to really stretch the fingers out? Then bring the hands into nice soft fists with the thumbs on the outside. And let's maybe begin by starting with just the right wrist. Lift the wrist upward and then rotate to the right and to the left. So clockwise circles. Try to isolate the movement in just the wrist so your whole arm isn't doing this. Okay? So if we need a little help, we can take the left hand, hold on to it, and do the circles this way, just to isolate it to the wrist. And then go the other direction 3 to 5 times. And if you have the time, really pause between sides. Observe that energy in the right hand, the right wrist. And then go into the other side. Left hand holding it to isolate the wrist. And do circles. And you might hear one side's a little more poppy than the other side. Maybe there's some grinding sounds or a little bit of a notice that maybe the circles aren't very circular. They're more square or oval. It's good to observe the body in this way while we get that synovial fluid flowing. Good, so then relax that arm in your lap, notice. And then we rotate the palms to face up. Soft elbows, you're going to turn your fingertips in towards each other and then out, away from each other. Inhale and exhale. Don't forget the breath. So is there difficulty here? Maybe you have a little more difficulty turning the fingertips out than you do turning them in, like I do. Good, and then relax that. Fingertips are going to curl in towards your shoulders. So now we're looking at the elbow joints. Do your hands really drop down and hyperextend the elbows, or do you keep a nice soft bend, a safe bend in the elbows? Is there a sensation of grinding or clicking inside the joint? Inhaling as you open, exhaling, bringing the fingertips together at the shoulders. 3 to 5 times. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close. Keep the fingertips on the shoulder blades. Try to bring your elbows together in front of your heart. And then inhale, open up. Let your elbows come towards the wall behind you. Exhale, close. Shoulder blades spread apart, the back of the body. Shoulder blades squeeze together, heart and collarbone spread. 3 to 5 times here with your breath. And maybe this time as your elbows come together, let's draw some circles with the elbows. So lift them up by your ears, squeeze them back and down. Now, I definitely notice differences from my right shoulder to my left. See what you can observe there. Keeping your spine nice and tall, inhaling as the elbows come up, exhale as they come down. So that you really slow down the movement and observe what is going on in that joint. And then let your elbows and arms relax down. Observe the shoulders. right, moving on to the neck. So the neck for me is really important. There's a lot of movements that our neck can do, and we often sit with very forward heads. We're always kind of looking into the future, or we're reaching for computers, our phones, our children. A lot of things, a lot of positions or careers end up with this forward head motion. So we want to align the ears back up over the seams of your shirt on your shoulders. So as you think about that, think about sitting tall. So the back of your head is touching a wall behind you. The backs of your shoulders, your low back are touching walls, so is the back of your head. So you might even get a little bit of a double chin here. So we're going to really exaggerate the movement, that forward head movement, pulling the head forward, and then pushing the head back into that imaginary wall. Keeping the spine long, inhale, pull forward, exhale, push back. Inhale, and exhale. So again, 3 to 5 times with your breath. Where do you feel the strain? Where do you feel the pull? Where is there some stickiness in the movement? Then when the head comes back, turn your head to look over your right shoulder. Notice if the other shoulder wants to kind of come along for the ride. Exhale to center. Inhale, turn to the other side. Exhale, center. Inhale, nice and slow movement. Try not to really jerk your head around. When you pull your head back to center, think about retucking the chin just slightly so the crown of the head can extend upward and the back of the head towards that invisible wall behind you. All right, back to center. We've done head turns. Now we're going to let the head drop. So one ear towards the shoulder and center and the other side. Inhale up, exhale drop. Do you notice if one shoulder wants to ride up with that ear drifting to the other side? Or can you keep it pulling down? Again, you could be doing these moves from a seated position or standing. Good, back to center. Now we'll let the head drift down on the in-breath and drift up, straight up to look up towards the lights on the out-breath. So again, your range of motion, chin tucks towards the chest, chin lifts. So a really slow shake of the head, yes. Good, let the head come back to center. Observe the neck muscles. Notice how you feel. Feel your invisible string pulling the crown of your head up towards the ceiling so you keep that nice tall posture. As we finish out this class, the joint freeing series, Pavangmuttaksana, very hard word for me to say. So as we do this, the last little bit, we're going to work on the muscles of the face. So the eyes and the jaw particularly. We hold a lot of tension in our jaw. And one of the easiest ways to stretch it out is with a little lion's breath. So I want you to, as you sit tall, think about how our jaw moves. And maybe even put your hands on the jaw and open and close your mouth a few times. And feel if there's some zigzag to that movement, if the jaw moves a little bit off center as you open and close. Here, listen for any popping or feel it underneath your fingertips. We can really stretch out the jaw and tongue by sticking out the tongue. And again, you're going to get a look silly with me. So as you breathe in, take a deep breath and fill the belly. As you exhale, exhale through the mouth with a sigh. And stick your tongue out, stretching it out as far towards the chin as you can. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Do that at home 2 more times. Breathing in through the nose, expand the belly. Exhale, stick out your tongue, and sigh through the mouth. One more time. Good. Relax your jaw. Observe. Notice you probably feel a stretching or a sensation of stretch in the mouth. All right, last little bit is some eye exercises. So we're just going to open and close the eyes really fast. So really fast blinking, if possible, with your eyes. So they get a little exercise, a little energy flow through the eyes. And then let your eyes open really wide, and then let them softly close. Now observe all the sensations in your body. Maybe you lean back into your chair. If you were standing, maybe you take a seat. If you were lying down or if you were on the floor, maybe you lie down now. And notice how it feels. Give yourself some time to rest, to observe the flow of energy, prana, our life force, to observe how you feel in your joints. Maybe there's some different sensations happening there. Stay here as long as you like and enjoy the flow of energy. Practice this every day, 5 to 25 minutes out of your day. And I promise you'll start to feel better no matter what sensations that you were feeling before this practice. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.